Fireflies, a million little pieces, feeds the dying light and brings me back to life. In your eyes, I see something to believe in. Your hands are like a flame, your palms are sweet as pain. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite light. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. So alive, your touch is like a daylight, burning on my skin. It turns me on again. You and I, survivors of the same kind, but we're the only ones dancing on the side. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful.
Welcome back to LOOT.BET CS. Welcome back to the HellRaisers versus PACT series. If you're just joining us, HellRaisers have taken their map pick of Mirage. It was a relatively close little map, actually. It went to 16-10 as the HellRaisers just took over in the last couple of seconds. PACT were on the comeback, but they weren't able to close out the entire situation. And now we move to Nuke, which is PACT's map pick. A pretty respectable map for them, not so much for the HellRaisers, but, you know, again, you've got to take into account the current scenario that HellRaisers are playing in. I say that, and to be honest, I take a look at some of the results, and truth be told, the only really significant team, like at the top level of CSGO that they've played against in the last 3 months, has actually been Vitality. So I think this is probably a bit more of a case where this map might not be the best map, essentially, for HellRaisers.
Yeah, I definitely don't favour them to confidently take this 2-0. I think this is going to be a quite a battle between HellRaisers and PACT. I'll be interested to sort of see how strong their T side is, as well as their CT side. I feel like on the CT side of Mirage, they were they looked a lot more comfortable than they did on their T side. So it'd be interesting to sort of see how they move that over to Nuke. But what is interesting to me is we're talking about veteran players a little bit today. Angel has been a part of HellRaisers since March 2014.
Wait, really?
That is 5 years and 8 months.
Hold on. That can't be true.
It is, mate. I'm telling you. Before that, he was on that that lineup that beat NIP, the Dragons lineup. What was their first name? You know, they were the team that stopped the 87-0 win streak. That was like Doja and.
Oh my god. But hang on, wasn't he like inactive for like a decent chunk of that? Like, wasn't there like a period of time where he was like very, very recently, wasn't it? Where he was like completely.
I don't think it was for long. I think it was like 2 weeks, like 1 or 2 weeks. It wasn't long at all. His inactivity, because HellRaisers dropped their lineup, and then he was still signed to them, and then he was in their new lineup basically. But it was only like less than 2 weeks, I think. Wow. I mean. I didn't think it was that long. Oh my god! I didn't either. I honestly did not.
I've got to brush up on my history, I think, at that stage here, Dwayne. But either way, let's see if his veterancy in this lineup and with this organization and with his just level of CS:GO will be able to bring this lineup to victory against the PACT side right now. It is their opponent's map pick. And the knife round will be coming up to see who will get their choice of side. I imagine CT will probably be the most common pick and the most opportunity and the most the best opportunity to try and get things started for HellRaisers. Both teams, I think, according to HLTV, have a pretty slight CT bias, a bit more CT sided in the case of the PACT squad. And again, they're going to kind of need to get on their strong side as soon as possible, because you also got to consider that this is Nuke. It's a bit more of a structured map. It requires a lot more team play, and they are playing with a stand-in as well. I mean, to be fair, though, Crank had a pretty good map in the last map.
Yeah, actually, I mean, he had a bit of a slow start. I think he was like 1 and 9 at one point, but he really stepped up, and he had a lot of impact kills with that AWP, and I was quite impressed with him towards the end of that map. One thing, just a small little cheeky fact. The old Nuke, I'm talking like maybe like 2013 Nuke in CS. There was a when I used to play back then, there was a thing with the knife round where you could boost a player up into a spot in ramp room. And back then, all the knife rounds were like 60 minutes, right? And basically, when you got up there, you could move, but no one could get to you. Like, it was impossible for anyone to get there. So, if you were there, no one else could get there. So, basically, what that meant is that you could just stay there, and the other team, after like 5 or 10 minutes, would just like type die in console, or kill in console. So, because they just didn't want to wait. And you'd just sit there for like half an hour if you wanted to, or an hour if you wanted to. But no one on the other team would do that. So, basically, you would always win knife round. That was like a cheeky little thing in Oz we used to do back in the day. You might even be able to find something like that on YouTube, like that little spot. I think it was like 2013, 2014 Nuke. There's a little spot in Ramp Room.
I'm gonna look into this one. Unfortunately, you can't do it here because you know this is 2019 Nuke, and obviously it's been through some drastic changes. You know, some serious facelifts. I was going to make a Katie Price joke, but I feel like that would be a little bit out of taste, so, you know. Let's just jump into the map because it's ready to go live with the pistol round. HellRaisers will get a CT side start. Let's see what their pistol buy-ups will look like. We've got Darko on the T side with a P250 smoke and flashbang. No one else is going to buy any upgraded pistols. Will Sobel go with the utility? Yes, he will. Flash Smoke and HE for him. On the HellRaisers side, they have 4 players with default pistols in Kevlar. We've got Scooby with a CZ and HE, so no tactical utility going in for the pistol execute. HellRaisers starting off on that CT side. PACT on the T side. It looks like it's just going to be the quick upper take coming in for PACT. Scooby with that CZ. Hasn't been able to find anything, but Goofy has just run out of heart and instantly domed 2 of the players on that CT side. And PACT, what a start this is. Damage has been done, though. Those nades were well placed from the part of Scooby. So a 5 versus 3 situation. HellRaisers are not out of this one just yet. They could go ahead and get these picks back. They're tradable. 2 coming in from Heaven. We'll try see if they can work on towards it. Spot the 2 players on the bomb site, but he will take damage for it. Nuki will get forced away, and giving up that information as well to the T side. It looks like HellRaisers are going to throw in the towel and save their Kevlar for this one. Not the best of defensives from the HellRaisers side. PACT going super quick into that one, and Goofy in particular landing 2 very good shots on 2 very different angles as well. PACT pistol round to their favor.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a misplay position-wise from HellRaisers. We saw that CZ of Scooby was sitting on top of Hut, but Goofy ran out of Hut rather than Squeaky, and he had absolutely no idea. So the crossfire just didn't seem to be there for HellRaisers, and Goofy just running out, finding 2 opening kills. And then that's it. HellRaisers are like, yep, let's just save the Kevlar, bring it into the next round, and we'll buy up with the Force with it.
And that leaves us on the 1-0 score for the PACT side. Not really much the HellRaisers can do in this round other than force buy and hope for the best. Again, that force buy has become a lot more prevalent with the recent changes. PACT are going to go rushing into this one. That would be a bad idea because they've got firepower. Sobel's called it. They force bought, and the T's back off immediately from losing that first pick. It was only a MAC 10 that they lost, but that's still a man advantage for the HellRaisers side. And firepower that will not be able to assist PACT any further in this round. Flashbangs in from Crush to try and keep them away from the ramp room for the moment. Goofy ups the fall back outside potentially alongside Lunatic, who's already there. And the T's will carefully play towards the outer positions. The smokes also go up, trying to see if they can sell them on getting some players pulled away from the main bomb sites themselves. Got a minute to go for PACT, and outside of that first pick, they haven't really seen a whole lot of action. Looking like they're going to play this man disadvantage execution.
Angel in secret. And I don't really like Lunatic going outside alone, especially with the force buy of HellRaisers. There's just no trade potential at all. So if Lunatic goes down, which he does, there's just no trade, and it's now 5-on-3 for HellRaisers.
CZ from Scooby, damage being done. Flourish open up opportunity for him, and he will get 2 picks back. It's all left to Crank in the 1 versus 4. Flourish even swings and gets a 4K. And outside of that opening kill from Nuki, it was all Flourish just to decimate the PACT side. Well, a nice confident start from the Poles. Unfortunately, it's quickly shut down. And thanks a little bit in part to Scooby there, obviously giving up his life for the sake of setting up Flourish for those picks. It's a job well done for the HellRaisers. As again, they take that opening, the follow-up round, excuse me, against PACT. And now they're up against a force buy with pistols and a single SMG from that T side.
That was a bit of a confusing round for PACT, and they're forcing back into it. And quickly outside, these nades should be doing a lot of damage to the T side. Goofy down to 60, and Angel gonna line them up. 1, 2, not quite the third. Quick trade coming out. A lot of damage being done, just being spammed through those smokes, and they've got to pick up the bomb as well. Scooby up close and personal, and Darko with the Krieg. A 1 versus 4 for him, and any damage he can do is probably what he's hoping for. Can't even finish off Nookie. A second round for HellRaisers, only losing 1 player, and they pick up the Krieg as well.
Nicely done. Of course, Angel doing wonders with that weapon right there, of course, to shut them all down. They even set up the damage on the 3rd player. Darko was very, very limited with his options as soon as he took that damage. So, again, the IGL, the veteran, playing that one to perfection, allowing his teammates to swing out for his own sacrifice to be worthy for the round here. And for PACT, that will leave them on nothing, basically. Pistols, no Kevlar, no utility. Quick rush out from Goofy, tries to go for the vent dive, and he actually is successful with it. Scooby's going to chase him down, though, and he actually drops that bomb, so that's probably round over right there. PACT are going to go in for the rush out towards the ramp room. They let 1 cross, 2 players out, and Crush will line them up. Pretty easy stuff. They get decimated with a 3K for Crush, and a 3-round score for HellRaisers.
It was a little bit unfortunate there for PACT that the bomb went down. He was so close to actually getting out of the vents, but in the end, it's not going to be the case. Crush in the ramp room as well. Doing quite a bit with the FAMAS. And an early 3-1 lead from PACT. 3 rounds in a row now for HellRaisers, but we are going to get into the gun round. Now what is going on? Look at the utility coming out from PACT. There is not a lot to use. In a tactical map like Nuke, you need a lot of utility on that T side.
Black utility may be limited even more so by the damage coming through on several players. Darko, 47 points on him just from nades alone from the HellRaisers. Minute and 25 and plenty of time, of course, for the PACT side, but you can see how the CTs have a lot of aggression to try and shut them down from a whole lot of map control. One player in particular outside of red box in the outside entrance. And further utility coming in from the CTs. HellRaisers using this at the right moments, the right timings. They've still got 2 smokes and 3 flashbangs and a Molotov ready to go against PACT, so they can store them for as much time as they need. That smoke's a bit more of a whiff, though. Lunatic got a bit of a gap to work with the right-hand side, but not enough to try and justify a kill here.
PACT, they're just waiting to see if they can get some aggression. That's what HellRaisers did on their T side for a couple of rounds on Mirage. But HellRaisers, they're not giving up anything. Crush. Tiny little pixel angle. Darko, he's going to be the one to answer first.
Nuki down towards the outside. Goofy working in here, continuing to press forward. With Angel, spoff angle that Crush doesn't even need his backup. He'll take down the one man. Dink down on towards another. Lunatic and Darko are so low. In 20 seconds, PACT do not have any map control. Up against Scooby next up. SMG against one. And Spray does not transfer to the second. Sobel stays alive. But Flowers drops that bomb and that's round over. 12 seconds and they're in no position to try and take these picks. No position to try and get this round. PACT left to save their weapons. They will try and take out Flowers. But if Darko dies after time, that's even worse for the economical state. And indeed, they will just about get out of dodge. 2 rifles saved in from the last round into the next one where PACT will take, I believe, a technical pause here.
Now, this is interesting. PACT are in a really awkward situation now. So they can either decide to force up at the back or at least half buy, but then Darko is only on 750. I thought there was 2 players that saved. Was it just one? Or was it one that had more money as well?
I think Crank had a lot of cash.
Okay. Oh, well, Crank's not there, actually. That's why. Because I'm looking at HLTV and it says he got $50. But on the HUD, it says he's got $290. That's why I was really confused. So the next round, it's going to be awkward because Crank and Darko aren't going to be able to get a complete buy out with the same firepower that the rest of them are.
This is, of course, assuming that they lose the next round, obviously, you know.
Well, yes. Assuming.
assuming. But and we can see a technical pause in play. I believe this is probably, I think it's the money issue that we can see on the you know, on the HUD has something to do with this whole thing. I don't think it's actually specifically to do with the HUD. I think it's more to do with the game and the server.
Yeah.
But it looks like it might be fixed, so maybe. It looks like they're going. Buy-ups coming through from PACT. They're going to force the issue down. They'll half buy on most players. Crank does not have a second Krieg. Okay. Yeah, so I think something went wrong in terms of the server's sort of like output, perhaps.
Okay.
Something may have happened in terms of the way it went from GoTV to us or what happened. I don't know. Either way, it's only 1 rifle in for Darko. And Sobel already going to get worn down with the likes of Angel taking his head off his shoulders with a blind spray. Nuki also dealing with Darko, so that's the rifle immediately out of play for the CT, for the T side. And the CT's going to mop up the rest of the eco as pretty standard here.
Well, Nuki needs to make sure that he doesn't fall with this AWP, only with 11 HP. I feel like him playing a bit more of a passive position. A long-range position would be great. Angel picks off Lunatic from Secret. Crank. Now he's got a Krieg. But not anymore. Same for Goofy.
Trying his best to get that weapon away from all the HellRaisers side, but alas. 5-1, HellRaisers. Nice start. Very nice start so far in this one. I think PACT will just have enough to reinvest in this one. So going for that half buy around the 2 players, the 1 player I think they're saved. Also enabling them to go pretty far with these rifles now in the next round. So orbs in for Crank and Nuki of their respective sides. AKs, Kriegs and M4s and whatever have you for both sides again. PACT trying to get up aggressive and trying so they can contest the secret control, which fortunately they are going to have to fight off against anyways in the HellRaiser side. Angel is taking his position to the map. But PACT, again playing his passive defaults, not extending so far as to get picked off. They will allow Sobel to drop down to the vent dive though, so they probably heard that on the HellRaisers part of things. Nuki will go ahead and support the ramp room as Crush now has to defend the B-bomb site directly.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Sobel, he made noise on the ladder of going down vent so quickly, so HellRaisers definitely know that there is a player lower. And ramp room's been taken as well. Where do HellRaisers rotate in? A minute left. This is a great position to be in for PACT. Crush with that M4 in dark. And as soon as he hears that door open, he's going to have to swing incredibly quickly. Sobel, able to spot down one. Now Crush knows where his position is in decon.
Crush giving up his position. Sobel will take him down as couldn't get the kill on any of the T-side players, and HellRaisers just kind of giving up those frags, a 4-on-3. I imagine this might end up being the save call from the CT side. Angel is prepared, lining out that decon door just in case. But his teammates have rotated out there. He's only looking for exit frags, and he will go ahead and join them. Just get out of dodge. Maybe keep the T-side players in the bomb site. Maybe try and see if he can get a couple of picks off the explosion. But it will be a second round here for PACT and HellRaisers. As you say, not rotating up in time. A lot of that setup really rested on Crush being able to hold off the T-side forces, at least getting a kill, at least getting a chance to gain a man advantage back for the CT defense. It stands though, PACT will overwhelm them. Not much that he could do on his lonesome, and it will be a second again for the T's going into the next round though. There's a bye.
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.
I think that was a good call from HellRaisers, just opting to go for the save. 3-on-4. They've got a lot of money behind them and trying to risk it all just for a disadvantage retake. And they go into the 8th with a very strong buy indeed. Angel's been playing around this secret area, but never this aggressive outside, and that's the bomb as well.
Man down. And it's taken out by Angel, aggressing pretty far forward. In most cases, that will be an overextension, but they didn't actually end up punishing it. Scooby also following through on Sobel as Nuki is traded back, meaning the man advantage still stays to the favor of the Ukrainians. And PACT have Crush to deal with next. Goofy peeks into him, and he's got his trigger finger itching. He fires away on the right timing, and Darko and Crank just left alone with not a lot that they can do here. Potentially make their way into the 8 bomb site, potentially take apart the defensive, but I imagine even if they did, the retake should be coming through pretty decently from most of the HellRaisers players. Darko will make his way in with the Krieg to try and face around the corner and shut out the first of the HellRaisers site. 48 seconds. Just prodding, shoulder baiting, peeking, hoping to find something here. Flash over towards Heaven though. Sprays on towards one man. Crank will take him back out, but now Scooby swings in over from the bomb site itself and drops the AWP. Potentially looking for the second AWP. Couldn't quite get it. Doesn't matter too much though. Again, HellRaisers confident round coming out from them.
Okay, this is not what I expected. HellRaisers are really showing us a dominant performance early on Nuke. Only 2 rounds from PACT, and one of them was the pistol. And even in that round that they won on the gun round, HellRaisers didn't even retake. They just saved. This is looking incredibly strong for HellRaisers. I can't wait to see this first half continue out. To see where we get by the 15th. Early utility coming out towards upper. Bit of spam coming through sweep door. And Sobel trying to run out. I think they heard that vent dive again.
No, there was a lot of noise being made, and the incendiary thrown by the CT forces didn't help. Sobel will make his way towards outside and try and punish it. We'll find out in a moment's time whether or not he was successful in this play. Oh, Angel is following him, so yes, they do know now. Very similar starts coming in from HellRaisers. The initial 6-2, potentially 7-2 scoreline, and that's when the PACT side started coming back. So not too surprising that HellRaisers are getting the early advantages here. Oh, Sobel cutting off Angel as he expected this to be a play outside. Instead, Sobel still lurking in secret, takes him down. So PACT working with the man advantage here. Again, it's Crush left back over to the B bomb site on his lonesome. I believe the T's are incoming towards the site as well, so he's got to get some backup coming in pretty thick and fast. Hearing those footsteps coming forward, those wallbang shots will not connect against him, and Nuki with the AWP will be his main man. Spotting out a small gap, taking that shot, not connecting with it though. 2 players over at the control room, and Nuki going to take first shots, missing it out. Crush got to try and support him, but no, Goofy is ready to take him down all the same. Flourish and Scooby left alone on 2 opposite sides of the map, and PACT have not taken a single casualty. This will be a save. This will be a third for the T side.
Ah, it's a nice round coming out from PACT. I really like the way of how much movement Sobel is bringing in that lower site once the vent dive goes in. And I find like finding ramp room as well seems quite a weakness for HellRaisers. PACT have been able to exploit that a few times now. And holding on at the moment to 5 players on this T side. Flarich and Scooby saving up. But we are going to see another gun round coming out from both sides into the 10th. But PACT, it was a nice round from them. I was quite pleased.
Yeah, and coming down to a couple of mistakes there from the HellRaisers. And I think it was Angel rushing in over to that secret area, getting cut off by the one player that went for that vent dive. And as well as that, Crush seems to be left alone on that B bomb site quite often, actually. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like you need a bit more support if you're going to have to defend the bomb site directly. And his positioning was a little bit off. I feel like he oftentimes was held out in the open. When he wasn't, it's very easily exploited by the T side. Forces or Crank. Nice spawn to kick things off. Flarich also going down for getting aggressive. It's a 5-on-3 bought in the first few seconds of this round. Immediately found for the PACT squad. And again, HellRaisers trying to change the pace by getting up in their face, and it's just not working out for them. Scooby trying the same strat. No utility to support him. He goes down. Sobel with that third frag over the round. 2 for him so far. And Crush and Nuki left alone in a 2-on-5 situation. No A-site presence and probably no chance of winning this retake.
You know what? I actually don't mind that from HellRaisers to try and get aggressive. It doesn't work out for them in this round pretty much at all, but at least they're changing it up on their CT side. This isn't their map pick, and they want to try and surprise PACT. And I feel like what they did was surprising, but PACT were ready for it. And I like that they threw the spanner into the works and just tried something different. And Crush should be able to hold on to this M4. It's a difficult position for PACT to try and wrap all the way around without dedicating too many people. But it's going to be a 4th on their T side, and a much needed 4th.
Or Crush just getting a Krieg out for this one, so at least an exit frag will go their way. I don't think they can get away with a kill on part of the PACT side, so it looks like he will get this Krieg in for the CT forces. Should have enough to buy around it as well here, but they'll take a pause to decide that one. PACT, however, as you say, an all-needed port of 4th, an all-important round for them to take. And one may keep us in check. May keep their opportunities in check right now. There's Krieg's, of course, saved in. I think they only lost, what, 1 player in that last round? Probably not even that much,
that's
actually.
Right. So yeah, Goofy was the only one that went down.
So investment from him should be simple as that. Everybody else on a pretty decent money line. So right now, PACT are in a very, very good position. Their economy is in great shape, and right now their whole situation could just be easy.
Now I wonder whether HellRaisers are going to buy into them. They are. I thought it could have just been a half buy, and actually they've got a pretty good buyout actually. So we do look like the round is going to start. And Crush holding on to that 3100 as well will come in handy. Obviously saving in that Krieg from the last round. And Crank as well, Jay, I think has been stepping up massively. Currently sitting on 6 kills, top of the scoreline. Over on that PACT side.
Fast play from the T's. Oh, Crank's already got this AWP looking on towards Heart. Oh, if he gets this pick on the rafters, Flarich has no idea. Given a full 5 seconds to set himself up, and he managed to do so pretty nicely there. That AWP getting that pick, and Angel is so expecting the vent dive as well. They're now just consistently keeping control of this map, this part of the map. Nuki towards outside will get Darko down. At least that's 1 pick back for the CTs. Very passive than that from the PACT boys at the moment. Just slowly working around the defaults. Nuki, AWP in. Smokes, flashes away. He does connect on towards Goofy. That bomb also getting dropped. He has the info with him, but no backup. Just going to smoke out, flash over, stall for a little bit of time, and PACT will continue with the ramp room campaign. The HellRaisers I think they're all bunched up on this B-bomb site. I can't quite tell from the minimap.
It was 2 towards lower. Sobel might actually be able to catch off this A player. Scooby takes him down. 4 on 2 now for HellRaisers. They need to try and hold on to this advantage. Crank has spotted out a player towards heaven. Oh, from Scooby and Crank. Crush and Scooby go down. 2 on 2, Jay. 30 seconds left. And this is now very favorable for PACT.
Lunatic considering that bomb plant towards open. Instead planted to the back of the bomb site. That's a good play because Angel is coming in from main and Nuki is coming in from vent. Crank sees the gun barrel. That's an easy frag and Nuki couldn't take it down. With Lunatic finishing off Angel. That's... I don't know how I feel about that one, man. Like that...
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh, boy. Like, just... There is supposed to be like a there's supposed to be like a feature in CS:GO where it's like your gun barrel can get hidden if it's going through walls and such. So in theory that shouldn't even be a thing. But yeah, that's just that's upsetting for the HellRaisers side because they actually had a pretty decent position as well as a 2 versus 2. It could have easily worked on the retake, you know.
Yeah, it definitely could have. That did make a big impact in that last round. But it will be PACT picking up their 5th. As they've won 4 rounds of the past 5. And interesting as well, we have not seen HellRaisers defuse in any of the last 11 rounds. The only rounds they've won has been won by the timer running out, and the rest by eliminating all of the Ts. So we haven't really seen any kind of retake coming out from HellRaisers.
Yeah, I mean, now you mention it, it's usually a case of bomb plant for PACT and then they just get it together. Obviously for this round, it's most likely going to be the outcome because there's only pistols for the CT forces. 3 Deagles, 1 PT-50, another CZ, Crush and Angel with the crossfire out here towards the Hell and ramp run positions. Smokes in, double tap. Now Crush left to do all the damage here and draw their attention away as Darko gets Nuki towards outside to kick things off. 40 seconds for PACT to make their way into the A bomb. So it looks like A is going to be the play. A bit of aggression coming in from HellRaisers. Keep your eye on Crush position because he could be able to shut down several of the T-side forces. Angel takes a pick back against Darko. And look at how far creeping up Crush going to get. Goofy will catch him off instead. So they have their bases covered there for the T-side forces. 20 seconds though. Flowage could still be in a position to shut this whole thing down. If he can drop that bomb plant in the last second, he'll give away his position. Sobel can't take him down. They're pressured in going for the vent dive. Is there any CTs down there? I can't tell if Flowage is, but 10 seconds left. He's not. They will deal with Crank, but this bomb plant will be secured. Sobel was taking out his own teammate, but either way, this should be a 3 versus 3. The HellRaisers are best to save the 2 rifles.
Yeah, and Angel's just going to stick around. He's going to try and look for a kill here. There's been a Krieg and an AWP saved at this point. So I think for Scooby and Flarage, they'll probably stay around for a little bit, but they're not going to stay around for long.
Indeed, Angel does go down, therefore this round is over. PACT will be winning out their 6th. But 2 rifles gained from mostly pistols on the HellRaisers side. Not too bad. AWP and Krieg as well. So that's a bit of heavy investment that they'll have to take on the PACT team. It would be a lot more impactful if their economy was in a very awkward state. But the fact that it's not, well, that means that we will see another buyback and, of course, the reinvestment from the PACT team. But this is the first time, I think, since, like... Yeah, I think the first time since the pistol that we've seen PACT able to contest the HellRaisers lead. 6-6. It certainly didn't equalise in the first map. In his second map, PACT have a chance to take a lead away, and they'll be up against some staunch competition for it. Orps, M4s, Krees coming through from the HellRaiser squad. Nades in. It looks like they might go quickly playing out a Squeaky. He's setting up that AWP from Crank to try to do some damage. Interesting that Sobel's also got a MAC-10, even though he has plenty of money to invest into an AUG if he wanted to.
I think maybe he thought that the HellRaisers players were just going to be on the body armor. Flarage, bomb dropped. Oh, that's 2 kills. That is so big for Flarage. And Sobel, like you said, with the MAC-10, is now on a 1-on-3. He knows the information of 2 players at least. But there's still a lot to find, and there's going to be Nookie in the backlines at radio with that AWP. Or trophy room. And a 7th round for HellRaisers. I was a little bit surprised, to be honest, to see that MAC-10. And yeah, the only reason I think about it is that They probably thought the HellRaisers were just going to be on the Kevlar.
A bit more cash in that CT bank than they were expecting then.
Hmm.
Either way, a tactical pause will get called, but the CT lines, we can watch Flourish again lock out to the defensive here, dropping that bomb and looking onto the second player. And great double facing in from him and Crush, however, they're able to, not Crush, Crank, excuse me, able to eventually get that trade together. Yeah, PACT unable to get that lead. They are still only one away from the HellRaiser side, and with the tie-up in that last round, we will see a small pause coming through. Tactical or technical is the question. I mean, I can see a reason why they would use the tactical, but
yeah, I feel like it's a bit long to be a tactical.
Well, we haven't been told of any sort of technical issues. The best that we can do is just kind of take a guess. At this point, we're given the benefit of the doubt and say that it is a tactical one. If it lasts for any longer than the next 30 seconds, though, I'm going to say it's a technical pause. But I mean, at that point, you definitely exhausted the timer. But PACT certainly aren't using this timeout to figure out what their buy is going to be. They're investing in full in this round.
At least with a one-round lead, HellRaisers, they're actually in not a bad situation in this second map of Nuke. I feel as if they can win out this round and get 8 rounds on CT, they'll be happy. Like, any more than 8 rounds, they've done well. But I feel like it's the pistol. That's going to be really important to sort of see which way we can see the momentum continuing over in that second half. There's still a lot of economy on that side of PACT, so with a full buy here, they'll still have enough money going into the next, or at least they should have still enough. Let's have a look at the money situation. It's decent, but they do need to win this round.
Yeah, we're certainly looking better in the last round. Obviously, losing all 5 players is never going to help you out when it comes to the economy game, but regardless, it will be the buy versus the full-blown round as well from the HellRaisers side, so AWPs, M4s, Krieg in for Scooby, AWP of Crank again setting up for this Rafters position. If HellRaisers want to peek out, then they're going to have to try and do it from the left-hand side and not peek out of the right side. But Crank is still ready for Flourish. He jump faces, hoping to catch off information, hoping to take down one of the players out there. But in the end, loses his life for it. A lot of damage done to Darko and Goofy, so there is something to work with for the HellRaisers in terms of those trades, but they're going to have to find it relatively quickly. And Scooby and Co are going to move forward into the main position. They've got one player that's already dived down towards the vents. Sobel taking his wraparound over towards that secret position, and HellRaisers have not been able to deal with this in the past. Angel down through vents of his own right. Again, he's late to the party. Very similar situations to some previous rounds. And he'll focus on the B bomb site as PACT now have a setup split into A if they wanted it.
I feel like going low is probably the best decision. Sobel needs to win this fight against Angel. I feel like if he gets a skill into Angel, the bomb's going to go through ramp. Angel?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign whatsoever. If he's DC'd...
That looked like a DC. 100%.
It did look like a DC. 30 seconds for PACT to make their way in, though. It has to be played out since there was damage done and kills in the round. And they're going to make their way into the B-bomb site. Nuki's got to do it all on his own. Backup is so far away. He spots one, takes a shot on the second player, looking back towards the double doors, but he misses that second shot, and that will be the end of his life. Scooby, Crush. An all-important retake for them. Watching out both sides of the doors. One player making his way in from the back lines. Darko is here towards the vents. I think HellRaisers don't fancy their chances in this one. They will continue to press forward, hopefully look for a pick back as Scooby distracts them and pulls them away towards the tunnels. But Crush will go falling on ramp, leaving Scooby left to hold on to his Krieg. Oh boy, this round could have been so different as well here, Dwayne. They could have easily had control. Oh man.
It's so unfortunate. I hate to see things like that. Like you said, that round could have been so different, and we'll never know, unfortunately. And now going into the next round, there is no money for HellRaisers. Nookie can buy an AWP, and oh, they don't even save onto the Krieg. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
Is this starting to turn into a disaster for HellRaisers? Like, I know it's not their map pick, and I know that, you know, this was probably the best map that PACT could have picked above them, but it's not like their win rates are so different, you know, and even then, HellRaisers have had experience against some of the bigger teams in the scene. They have really struggled on this one, Dweg.
Well, we do get into round number 15. We got the XM and 2 SMGs on the back of the CTs. The AWP of Nookie. That's going to be the all-important one in this round, in my opinion. What impact could Nookie have? We've seen some highlighted performances from him in the first map and in the first half of Nuke. Trying to step up with the AWP here could be massive. PACT. Outside control. Angel spotted and taken out.
It's a great Molotov setup from Goofy to take down the IGL of the HellRaisers. Scooby going to press forward here towards the tunnel to get ready with the SMG. Darko, Krieg up close. It's Crush there to take him down. He jumps right in front of him. And Darko just makes his way through the smoke and takes his head off his shoulders with the spray. 5-on-3 scenario. XM 1014 standing by for the CT forces, hoping to take out somebody here. But no one will be there for PACT. They've made their way into the main area. They made their way out towards heaven. They're ready to split into the B-bomb site from all three fronts. Nuki's there with the orb. Shut down the first and the second. We wanted some highlight plays, and that could be highlight worthy, but will it win them the round? No. Lunatic will take him down. Scooby on a backstab. Flourish coming in from heaven, and this XM M4 setup might not be the best to go for this retake. The bomb plant will be secured. I think that's open for main. Indeed it is. But Scooby, with a run of the heavy lifting to do with the M4, he'll take the spray on the first man, try and take him down. He won't be successful with it. But Scooby now, 50 points of HP, the XM for Flourish, trying to find his way into something, but I don't think this is going to happen for them. 20 seconds, Krieg picked up. As Scooby goes down, it's all to Flourish, and he can't win out the fight against Lunatic. PACT will win out the half for 8-7 on the T-side board.
And interesting thing as well, Jay, Crank has got the highest amount of kills on that side of PACT as well. And that was someone we highlighted having a little bit of a poor performance on Mirage, stepping up massively for PACT on that first half of Nuke.
Wow, HellRaisers, a very similar situation to the first map, how they were able to get the very early lead in such a dominant deficit scoreline, and then suddenly PACT started coming back with their own right, except this time HellRaisers have actually lost their lead. And that's the key thing and the difference right now. Again, PACT expecting to win this map up, hoping that they could do so with the fact that it is their pick, with the fact that HellRaisers have not had a great win record on it. We're talking about the idea that HellRaisers have had a number of results against top-tier opponents, but even PACT with a stand-in are able to beat them out here on Nuke. And I'm not sure that this actually could be as simple an affair as what we were expecting here, Dweg. This probably could be map 3 already right now.
Hey, yeah, I 100% agree with you in that statement. When you've got your stand-in leading the kills for PACT, you got to be thinking on HellRaisers, what's going wrong? I know this isn't our map pick, but we should really be shutting out that stand-in. And like you said, being able to play against top-tier opposition, it's not a good sign. It's not a good look for HellRaisers. I want to see some fiery stuff from them. I want to see some confidence plays, something really quick from them on their T side. You know, a couple of upper takes, set pieces. That's what I want to see from HellRaisers going into the second half.
So, pistol for PACT. Julie's in for Goofy. This time he's playing Raid Boss. Lunatic with a double flash as a result. Everybody else with default pistols on that CT side. The level flash smoke for Crush coming in for the HellRaisers side as they have all the basic Glocks and Kevlar for the remaining 4 players. Can they hold them off here? Will Goofy be able to do some damage? He's currently playing over on top of the hut position. Ready for an A-site hit if it's necessary. And PACT and start pushing Darko forward into the ramp room entrance, over towards Radio, over towards Trophy, spotting out the first player, and Scooby will take him down. Slow ball left for the USP around the corner, looking for the headshots against one player, but against the second man, he can't quite line it up, and Nuki can take him down alongside Crush getting goofy, so Lunatic and Crank. Last 2 players left for the PACT side, looking like HellRaisers might find a pistol here, might try and take the lead right back from the CT forces. That bomb still in lobby, hasn't committed to a bomb site just yet. And Lunatic with his back turned to the majority of the T-side falls. Crank does take out the vent diver, so it's not quite out of the woods just yet, and they'll make their way to the A-bomb site at long last.
And Lunatic, he's got to stand strong at this point. Does have a flash, but doesn't want to use it to give his position away, and oh, just the timing of just slightly looking to his left, and Crush is able to take him out. Crank now pushing through Mini, and Nookie's going to find the better of him. 8-8, HellRaisers being able to pick up the pistol. And this anti-eco, a lot falls on this. There is no way that HellRaisers can allow PACT to win out this anti-eco. I wonder whether PACT's going to buy into this. We're seeing a little bit of armor. Yeah, they're going to buy. Scout up for Crank. A couple upgraded pistols as well. The Force coming in.
I think they recognise what you mentioned a moment ago. You know, HellRaisers, they recognise they can't let PACT win this round. They recognise what they would lose if they did. And PACT also recognise what they could gain. So go for this Force buy. And try to see if you can work the issue against the HellRaisers automatic weapons. You can see contact already towards the outside position. Angel is looking for 2 players, but the scouts and the pistols do not get the shots off against the T-side line. Angel's going to cross out towards Secret as a result, straight down to that B-bomb site. Crank still in with the scout out. As Angel nades on, continues the presence out towards that B Halls area. Again, PACT for the outside control, really trying to look for those picks against the T-side forces. It's a scout shot again from Crank, giving up his position. Manic Deagle's shots will not be phasing them, as finally they do take the only rifle away from CT hands. Lunatic does try and bag Sobel with a headshot of his own right. Does not spot the second player, but going up towards Heaven. He's up against Crush next. USP versus Deagle. Sobel's back's turned. Crush up for an easy frag. He sees the gun barrel, sees the pistol in his hands, but now he's been spotted out. USP shots, but Sobel ends up falling, and Crush with just this USP is able to hold on to a 3 versus 3.
But at least they've got the AK and Galil still in play for HellRaisers. And Crush probably wants to go and get a rifle. The reason he didn't get a rifle is because there's not going to be that many players on that CT side getting head armor, so you can just tap away with the USP. And that's what he's done onto Goofy as well. Darko in the side, but they realise he's here. They don't. He's able to find 1 kill. And now Lunatic in the 1 versus 2. Does he go for the save here or go for it? I feel like he has to go for it. There's no point saving. They're going to save in the next round anyway.
Have the eco up, so best to just lock it out if you can get this round together. It's 2 HP on Crush. Mac 10 up against him should be easy. Against Scooby, it might be a bit more difficult, but the chances are still there. Crush out towards the corner. Spotted. Simple as that for Lunatic. Next player up on the bomb site. Molotov's in against the Heaven area. Not ready for that. And Scooby can shut him down. 2 frags found, and a 9th for the HellRaisers. So damage being done by PACT, but the Force buy will not allow them to buy up. As you say, they're going to have to eco in this one, and HellRaisers will hold on to the lead.
Some really nice shots coming out in that round for PACT. Turning it into a 1-on-1. Now this duel would Crush. It made me a little bit nervous. But in the end, HellRaisers do win out the round. But only slightly. And that's a little bit of a concern for me. Is even though we did see a CT Force buy, is that it came down into a 1-on-1. And that really could have gone either way.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing right there. Is that Mac 10 giving a great opportunity, opening opening up essentially for the for the CTs to strike. With a low HP on the likes of Crush. If he had looked down towards the bomb site rather than looking on towards Heaven, then that could have been an opening, as you say. There could have been an opportunity for them to take down the to take the round back for PACT. And considering everything that was on the line for that round, considering how much HellRaisers stood to lose by losing that Force buy round. You got to take a look at that and be like, okay, that's a reason to be very scared if you are the Ukrainians. But a tactical pause will get called out here. I believe this is technical.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would do if I was Angel or Crush here, I would just get Mac 10s. You realise you've beat the Force buy. They're not really going to invest anything. Maybe a couple of upgraded pistols here or there. And yeah, it's going to be Angel and the Mac 10. I just feel like trying to farm up that money on that T side is so important for just a long-term solution of HellRaisers trying to fight their way back into this game. They do have the lead at least, but I still favor PACT at this point.
I mean, if they keep going the way that they're going right now, I can see the opportunity opening up. HellRaisers have certainly looked a lot less confident in this map compared to the last map, compared to the previous outings that they've had here in LOOT.BET CS. I'm agreeing with you, you know. PACT could very easily take control as a result of this, but got to go through this eco. They've got to suffer the consequences of the economy basis. And Angel can quickly use that Mach 10 to take out the first of Sobel, so they can establish some secret control, potentially wrap back over and do some damage. Most of the CTs, I think, are held out towards outside, watching out from the heaven areas. But not a whole lot else will be seen by the T-side forces. They've gained that first frag. PACT are playing passive, pretty decently passive as well for the pistols, so hopefully they can get some picks back for now, though. It's very quiet across Nuke.
Sobel was the first man to go down to the Mach 10 of Angel. So far, we are seeing some grenades being used from HellRaisers, but not a lot of information gathered so far from PACT. Now, I wonder whether Angel's just going to lurk around outside once the bomb gets planted and just see if he can farm some more kills with this Mach 10. I mean, 1 or 2 more kills for him would be just fantastic.
Only that 1 kill going their way. 30 seconds for the HellRaisers. This is taking a little bit longer than they would like to, but Angel will take out 1. Goofy will trade it back on the USP. That bomb's going to make its way to the bomb site, and it will be able to do so. Nuki. Galil in. Watching out from the garage area. Crank and Co. held back behind the blue box, boosting up, hoping to get some more information, but it's all a lost effort at this stage, you know. No retake will come through. The best they can do is do some damage, take away some of these rifles. But it looks like HellRaisers are going to get away scot-free with a 10th on the T side board. If you're going to go aggressive and actually get taken down, so trying for the 10-second last second ninja. I don't think he would have been able to get it, though. I think it was a little bit too far ticked without a defuse kit, but PACT again. That was an eco. They're going in for the rifles in this next one. They've got a pretty decent economy state built up. The M4s and the AUGs will get bought up immediately up against HellRaisers. Also investing heavy into this one. They've got the AKs and Kriegs out to play.
Just a little thing to point out for HellRaisers as well. We saw 3 flashes and a smoke being saved in from that last round as well, just not being needed. And especially depending on if you're on T or CT, if you don't need to use all your utility against a complete save like it was in the last round, then just don't use it, and you can bring it into the next round, and you don't have to force up that, sometimes about $1,000 in utility.
Very least PACT will open things up in this round here. Get the opening pick on the likes of Nuki, but Angel trying to see if he can try and right back. He knows there's a CT in this corner. I think he may have spotted him. But PACT trying to utilize their advantage to gain the map control, to work on exploiting their advantages. It smokes in from Angel, just trying to be careful as possible. Check out the back lines. Look onto this man. Does he see him? He does now. And he takes out Darko. So outside control established by the T-side forces. PACT still as passive as ever. And HellRaisers can utilize this to move further forward onto that secret position. Crank has got the AWP, hoping to lock out something, but again, HellRaisers not extending so far on this one.
4 and 4. Outside control. But it's just Angel towards outside. Crank with that AWP. In towards Hell. Goofy on the rafters at 8. Sobel in the ramp alone. Just dry pea coming out from Crush. Unexpected from Sobel, and so I would say as well. Crank flashed out for the angle. This is interesting positioning coming out from Angel. The bomb's going to go towards a lower, but he should be able to catch off at least 1 player here. He's got information.
Oh, Angel spots out Goofy, takes him down, back over on that A-bomb site. Lunatic and Crank with a hell of a task up on this retake. They will take out the backstabber. They have a few more players to be dealing with. They open and shut Decon door, and Crank just way out of position on this one. The Krieg will get recovered by Lunatic instead. To flash out towards Secret and try and make his way out of dodge with a rifle. AWP also into, so 2 scopes out for the PACT side. 11 on the board for HellRaisers once again. been a tough little graph for PACT ever since they took that last round of the last half, essentially. Now down by 4 in a row to the HellRaisers squad. And what are they doing so special that's enabling or that's disabling PACT from getting anything really done here?
I honestly think the lurking players are working out so well. I mean, Angel just sitting there towards outside. First of all, he gets an opening kill. Then 3 players from HellRaisers go towards lower from ramp, and Angel's just lurking around. And it's just finding that information, that needed information, that even if Angel doesn't get a kill, he knows, first of all, one was in a vent, because he heard him going down the ladder, and another person was in Squeaky. So he already knew that there were 2 players planning to go towards vent. And that's just information that is so key that unless you had a lurker, you wouldn't have known.
PACT are trying to re-aggress to try and see if they can counteract a lot of the HellRaisers' play here. I think they got 1 player towards outside. Is Angel ready for this? Or is he in the main area? I think he's in main. Okay, that map is a little bit deceiving. Okay, never mind. ignore me and my, you know, stupid blind self. It's okay. PACT playing a lot more passively in this one, which again is it's respectable considering how much HellRaisers have done. There's still 60 seconds for them to make their setup happen. They've got a little bit of lobby control, a little bit of outside control. As Darko continuing to tempt fate, potentially look towards that wrap around and peek around that corner. Being very careful about this one as Crush makes his way in. The teams make their way up and Angel will take out Darko. Look on for the second. What a sequence from him. Lunatic will trade it back. Look for his teammates. Switch out to the utility at the worst possible moment. Flashbang's also been played. He tries to blind spray through that smoke, but Crush will take him down as he's distracted. Sobel and Crank will continue the frags though. 2 on 2. Keeping the trades going. Trying to find some sort of way back into the bomb site. The flashbangs will go over. Nuki also with a Molotov down through ramp. Here we go. Sobel M4 bursting through, and Scooby will get taken down for it. All to Nuki, the AWP, the P250. And he's going to get shut down by the lone CT player. So PACT able to recover despite the really good sequences and hit coming in from the HellRaisers. They were unable to get the bomb to the bomb site, and they were unable to maintain the man advantage.
Oh, that's really unfortunate with the timing there from HellRaisers. So we saw Scooby kind of got caught off a little bit because Nookie had already made his way into the ramp before Scooby did. And then Sobel was just able to line up both of them or find 2 one-on-one duels with the HellRaisers players. But Angel, I mean, not known for his insane fragging abilities, the in-game leader. That was an amazing opening 2K with that Krieg. And it looks like they're just going to walk into secret. A lot of damage being done by the nades early on.
Yeah, Angel one crashed down to 60 and 51 respectively, so PACT know where HellRaisers are going to play from. They will go down towards that secret area. Lunatic is there with the SMG, and at these close quarters positions, if HellRaisers are thrown off guard, then this could be the great opportunity to really farm up some cash. That's why the auto shotgun is such an important little piece of weaponry to be using. The 1 kill goes his way. Lunatic lines up 2 on for the triple, not quite. So 3 versus 3, but again, damage being done to HellRaisers. They hold control of that part of the map, but they do not hold control of this round as Scooby finally turns the things back to the tide of the T side. Crank down. Darko does get him back, though. I don't think they saw that second CT player, though. They'll put the Molotovs in, trying so they can secure the bomb plant. Nuki's actually going to wrap back up to the A bomb site. Darko's ready for it, though. And that probably should win the round right there, unless Flarich has something else to pull out of the hat for this one. It was a nice idea from the HellRaisers, but PACT, they read it like a book. And it looks like Flarich has got to win this next duel at the very least to try and keep us alive. They've got the crossfire set up now, so getting to this bomb is going to be so difficult for the last man. 30 seconds left. Peek up against the first. It's not going to happen. Darko, 3 kills. Big performance from him for PACT.
Oh, that was massive. That probably could be one of the biggest rounds for PACT in this entire game. That's given them the 10th. And now going into the next one, the money, it's just not there at all for HellRaisers. So this could be the moment that they tie up the scoreline to 11 all. But a massive, massive round from Darko. 3 kills to hold off in that 3-on-3. And HellRaisers not really going to be able to do too much in this round, Jay. A couple upgraded pistols of that Deagle and P250, but that's it. That's all they've got.
You know, on paper, this should be a walkover for the PACT team. HellRaisers have been able to wear them down on some of these pistols in the past, though, so I'm not going to count them out again. Looking back towards Mirage, where things looked a bit more confident from the Ukrainians. They're playing all bunched up together, mostly in secret. Secret? Squeaky. I keep saying secret is squeaky, or squeaky is secret. I'm very bad at that, but... As well as that also being on the silo boost, Darko will spot them and assist in the suicide of Scooby. That's not good. I think the aim punch got him as he tried to walk off the top of the hut. Crush will be able to take Darko out in the end. So a 2-for-1 trade, making it 2-for-2 actually. Crush taking that M4 on towards Crank. Now they've got access to Secret. Now they've got access to the B bomb site. Will they commit to it this time, though? That probably could have been the better play at this one. Crush, hold the phone. He's continuing to frag away. M4 towards outside. Now the CTs are focusing more on him than anything else. The smokes are up. Goofy is ready for main control. As it looks like they want to push the bomb into main. One player spotted, and that's going to be the end of Crush at long last. Making his way out from Squeaky, back into the lobby position. Where's this bomb? Angel still got it. He's down over in Decon, but he needs to secure some kind of plant at this stage, Dwayne.
Yeah, you're right. They need to get a move on here. And they just need to find these jewels extremely quickly. 2 versus 2, 10 seconds left. And Sobel got a lot of information. Flourish. Oh, they're not going to be able to get the bomb down in time. Flourish has got to swing. He can't go for the plant. Why is he not going for the fight? What? I'm just so confused.
Oh, and he goes down after time.
He didn't have time to plant. Why didn't he just fight him? He knew that he was in mini. I think he thought he had enough time. I think that's what it was.
Oh my god. Here's the worst part about this. They tried to wrap the bomb up back up from the B bomb site twice in the last 2 rounds. And both of those plays is ultimately what caused HellRaisers to lose those rounds. They had preparation up there over from main both times.
Alright, here's another thing that we can add, right? How did HellRaisers manage to turn that into a one-on-one with a P250 and a Deagle? That's the first point. Yes, you could be a little bit disappointed on the HellRaisers side that you didn't clutch out the one-on-one, but you only had a Deagle and a P250 to work with. So, you know, they could be on the fence a little bit of, are we disappointed we lost the 1v1, or are we really happy and excited we were somehow able to find 4 kills and destruct the economy as much as possible on PACT?
Yeah, that was a disaster round for HellRaisers. I've got nothing else to add to that. Like, I can't say much more than that. And again, Flowage dying after time.
Yeah,
that is the key thing there.
Yeah.
If he was able to save the weapon, fair play. But PACT got him. They got the round. And they've got the money. The only thing they don't have is Crank. I think he just DC'd from the server, so we'll have to wait for him to get back into it, and then we can continue with the technical pause. But it's a moment respite for HellRaisers that, honestly, I think they need. At this point, I'd take a tactical pause if I was the coach. Like, guys, listen, that was completely unacceptable for the last 2 rounds. Those mistakes you made, they're mistakes from you and not from the PACT side, because they had an open B bomb site twice. And they didn't opt to utilize it, you know?
Do you think that that's maybe them just overthinking it? Do you think that's them just thinking a little bit too far ahead and thinking, right, you know, let's be a little bit strategical and wrap back up rather than just going towards that B bomb site, which you're saying is open? I feel like that it's happened twice now.
I'd say it's less a case of overthinking it and more a case of quick thinking it more than anything else. Like,
okay.
If they had the information that the 2 CTs were on rotation by the time they went by the time that they went up for the vent dive, then yeah, I could say, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense, you know, because on that first round when they tried it, it was a good idea, you know. I don't take away the idea of, you know, because the theory obviously there is that the CTs are caught in rotation, they're going to be routed towards secret or ramp room. At that point, you've gone back up to the A bomb site, and they've realized, hold on a second, it's not actually here on B, so we've got to go all the way back. At that point, you basically won the round. So from HellRaisers, the theory is there, the thinking is there, but they don't have the info on where the CTs are at. They don't know if they're actually going to go for those rotations, and they don't know if this is going to be a successful play. As a result, they walk into players who have been holding in mini and winning out these rounds pretty easily for PACT.
I was looking at a couple of these replays. Still, that 2K entry from Angel was a personal highlight from me. But here we go. Here's the round. I still can't get over how Crush, who had like, what, 10 HP, was able to find another 2 kills with the M4? I think it was like 3 HP or something.
I don't know, man. I've got nothing. Again, I'm still so stunned that HellRaisers have only won the pistol conversions and PACT are now caught up with them again. Like, HellRaisers were looking like a pretty decent T side. They felt like they were looking refreshed going into this second half, and they're falling back into old habits again, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we've seen them win out the pistol, and then the next 3 rounds, but it's the last 3 that PACT have been able to take out. So it was an 11-8 scoreline at one point. And now let's talk about the economy a little bit. What do HellRaisers do? So we've got an AK already bought up from Nookie. I don't know if we'll get possibly a match medic. But Flourish is only on $2,400. So surely they can't buy. Unless he just goes for like a CZ and then some util. I think with 2 AKs already, I think we're pretty sure it's going to be a full buy.
I'm trying to think what Flourish can get realistically for the money that he's got. Like, I don't think utility would be on the cards he wanted to go for firepower. Obviously, up against the buyout from PACT, he really wants to get at least an upgraded pistol, I want to say. Yeah. So the options are very limited for him. We'll get the Deagle, the Smoke, the Molly. AKs from Nookie and Scooby, plus Crush can buy a rifle if he wants to. Angel might be stuck with an SMG or a Galil. As for PACT, I mean, they're also pretty limited on their own economy state, you know. Goofy and Darko can buy up here. Lunatic and Crank, again, might have a couple problems, but I don't think there'll be problems as bad to the extent as the HellRaisers currently have with their economy.
Well, I think if PACT play it right, Sobel should probably drop over to Lunatic. Probably drop over an M4. And then Crank could just buy himself. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Or possibly Goofy dropping over from Mars to Crank, and then Crank getting armor and full utility. So it depends on how PACT want to play it. But Sobel should definitely be dropping a rifle over to either Lunatic or Crank, because otherwise it's just wasted money that could be used.
Well, I have to make this decision once the technical issue is resolved. I'm being told it's a router problem for one player. Hang on. Go on.
What did you just say?
What do you mean?
Repeat what problem you just said that was.
A router problem?
No, mate. It's a router problem.
It's a router, mate.
No! No! Don't give that to me now.
You live in the UK now. You have to speak the way that we speak, okay? I don't care what your Aussie language says. It's a router. And the problem is sorted, so we don't have to talk about this anymore. M4's in for Darko and Sobel, the AWP for Crank. Goofy going to have the AUG out for this one. And Lunatic, what are you going to... Have they even dropped something? There you go. Okay, he's going to pick up a AUG drop to him, so... Force buy-in from HellRaisers, full buy back for PACT. Glass cannon for Crank is going to be a little bit of a concern, but again, the HellRaisers, this is the respite they need. Can they work off the momentum break?
This is just such an important round for both sides here. Economy low for both teams. And with only 5 rounds needed for both these teams to get to 16, this probably could be the most important round of the game in terms of a gun round. And look how slow HellRaisers are taking it.
Going straight into the defaults passive, checking out the cubby corners. An Angel with the smokes up towards the garage area. There's a small gap there. If he peeks past it, Crank could take him down, but he opts against it. So Angel's allowed some garage control as HellRaisers are forced out of the ramp room entrance. Flourish down to 42 thanks to a Molotov alone. Meanwhile, the wraparound from Hell from Angel could be a massive information or fragging play. He hears one player outside. Scooby deals with Lunatic over at the squeaky area. And Angel continues to press forward. Does he see Darko? Is Darko upstairs or is he downstairs? I can't quite tell from the minimap. But He's going to make his way in towards Hell. Angel's going to hear those scopes. 35 seconds. They found that opening kill, and Angel could do so much from this position. It's Crank with the AWP getting heard out, and Angel with his knives and AK making his way in. If he takes his player out, this is going to be a free A site. Is he going to go for the knife? He's going to check everywhere and see this player. Oh, he misses the shot! Oh, he gets the spray. He does recover it. But imagine the disaster that could have taken place with low HP for the T side as well. The round is not over yet.
2 versus 4. Both Scooby and Crush low. But it's whether the retake is even worth it. Scooby falling. Now that actually might change your decision. 30 seconds left. I think PACT are going to go for this. 2 on 3. I don't have a kit. That's a problem. Another kill for Sobel. Flash coming in.
Rush so low. Nuki gets the spray down though. It's all left to Sobel. The AWP just going to get grabbed. He's going to save it. Close call from HellRaisers as Angel did go down up towards that heaven area. He do get Nuki on the way back out, so that's lots of damage being done to the T-side line. But HellRaisers do maintain the lead by the skin of the teeth.
What?
5 HP stood by PACT and that win.
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.
There we are. Round number 24. AWP on Sobel being saved in from the last round. But not a lot to work with, Jay. Just a couple of upgraded pistols. And actually, it's just one. It's that P250 and USPs as well. But we've seen what these kind of buys have done before.
Especially with the backing of Sobel with the AWP. They're all going to stack their way in towards ramp room. They've read this play perfectly, and Angel will take out Darko to start. Sobel with that AWP shuts down the trade. Looking back in with a second. He's spotted on the shoulder blade. Oh, he catches off Crush. Up against the next man. He's got backup in the pistols. He does not go down despite being point-blank range, and now drops in towards Emo with a man advantage for the CT forces. Decon is now controlled by PACT with the AK from Goofy making his way in. Nuki now making his way out towards the ramp room as Sobel gets a triple kill back on Scooby, and he's so close against it. He's going to get spotted. Nuki spray transfer brings the round back into contention, and Goofy is left with the AK in his hands. Got to try and clutch this. He's got a back tone once again. Looks for the spray onto the head, drops that bomb for a second time. So it's all to Nuki with the Galil. AK on the floor, and PACT with this eco semi could potentially make this happen, but 35 seconds for Nuki to still recover the round. He can make his way to the A bomb site. He's got one player to deal with though. It's a USP, it's Lunatic, but Nuki's not caught looking the right way. This is the chance available. He gets that kill back. 1v1, Goofy versus Nuki. This is for the 12th round.
Now, I wonder whether Goofy just peeks immediately as soon as that bomb's gone down. He's going to slow pick it. 1 versus 1. Oh, and it's going to be Nuki that wins it out. A 13th round from HellRaisers. And honestly, Jay, I don't know how I'm so excited because all it was an AWP and a P250.
It's partly down to some mispositionings from both sides, I want to say there, but Nuki does maintain control. And that's fortunate enough for HellRaisers because they needed that round. They needed it so bad. Yeah. They really couldn't have afforded to lose control of that one. And again, this is going to be a 13-11. For PACT, this is a force buy round as well that could leave them on basically nothing. So this one is the important one for them to win. They can't afford to lose control of this one. And Angel will once again move in towards main, take out Goofy to kick things off. Darko back over at the vent corner. Molotov's in, and he will get forced back. Smoke's going to keep him alive. Lunatic drops out. He's got to be the main man of the defensive. Smoke's also coming in towards the bomb site. Peeks up towards Nuki. Nuki will take him down, and Scooby deals with the man at the back of the bomb site. It's a double kill onto Sobel. Crank. 1 versus 5. Will catch off one towards outside, but this is not a round that he can win. And PACT just crumbling to pieces against the sheer aggression of the HellRaisers.
I think this is it. I honestly think that round may have just won HellRaisers the game. Crank can't hold on to it. 14-11 and no money, Jay, on that CT side. Oh, do they force? Do they force? This is such a difficult It's just so... What do you do? Oh, they're going to go for the half buy. They're going to give the 15th round to HellRaisers if they lose it. That's what they're thinking. Let's play for OT. Oh, that's a big call to make. That is a very big call to make.
But it might be the one that they need here. Fast players from HellRaisers go to the outside default, and Darko with a CZ. Trying to do some damage. Angel will catch him off for the first frag, so... CT's on rotate, gonna try and readjust against them here. Lunatic playing in the vent itself on the stairs. On the stairs? No, the ladder, excuse me. Angel making his way towards Hell. Sobel's here towards the locker rooms. Glass being popped open. The 5-7 from Lunatic is pushed up quite aggressive towards Squeaky. So they are trying to take some of the advanced angles and play the awkward corners. Try and deal some damage on to the T side line. I get some information to work with, but again, this is a half buy, so it's not going to be too out of the ordinary if they lose this one. Any damage they can get would be a bonus, a plus, an opportunity up against the 4 buy round. And well, there's one from Sobel, 4 versus 4. He should figure out that Heaven's contested, but PACT will back off.
4 and 4. Still Sobel there under Heaven. 40 seconds left. HellRaisers, they just need to peek together. I think executing into this upper bomb site may be the best for them. Flarich coming out of mini, trying to check all the angles that they can. Oh no! Oh. No! You are kidding me! Flarich. 1 versus 4, now 1 versus 3. How has this happened?
Simultaneously is how it's happened. 15 seconds and the CTs are spread apart. They know that this bomb is well out of position. Flarich can't get all the kills, can't secure this bomb plant. They'll gain rifles, they'll go hunting, they'll look for this last man, and as you say, this is just disaster for the HellRaisers. Instantly, those pistols managed to get the picks. HellRaisers caught looking the wrong ways. Like, that's one for the demo review, I feel like.
Yeah.
How did they lose that so quick? As we didn't even get to see many of the frags, unfortunately. But, like, it feels like it's one of those situations where it's like, you know, if you're an observer, how the hell do you observe something like that? Like, just... Oh, man. It truly does suck for HellRaisers, you know?
It's so disappointing as well, because we saw that Flarich was wrapping him through mini while the rest of them were going through Heaven. And Flarich couldn't do anything, because the 2 CTs were behind Silo looking towards Heaven, and they were the ones that got 3 kills. And then Flarich was like, yep, well, I'm by myself.
I feel so bad for Flarich as well, because it's like, he was in such a good position, and he was working into the bomb site, and then suddenly all his teammates that were on the bomb site or around it just all simultaneously just left. It's just left him alone. For PACT again, that's a big pickup. They've got the orbs, they've got the M4s. Seeing the smokes coming in for Crank. So he contests outside alongside Darko. He'll fall back, potentially to look for a pick over to the main entrance. HellRaisers are going to go around towards main. Nice nade on Crush. And Goofy left at the back of A1 to support it. Lunatic from Heaven drops the first, spots the second over at Grill. Goofy will go falling over towards the main area. Lunatic will double up, but it's traded so quickly to 3-on-3. Crank with this AWP. Fold back, not going to go committing too far forward. We're going to wait for his teammates to get into positions as the smoke starts to clear. Maybe Darko could do a bit more damage if they're not checking his positions. Well, secondary smoke will come out, but the nade follow up as soon as he has that bomb plant. Is it well placed? It is, but it doesn't do enough damage to Nuki. 69, 3-on-3 for the retake.
PACT. This is a difficult retake to try and bring out. Sobel. Oh, he gets the angle onto Scooby. That's fantastic. Nuki. On top of the HUD at the moment. Lines up one with the Glil. Can he find a second? Sees the head. He can. Oh, and the third. Is it going to come? Sobel on 19 HP. 1 versus 2. And Nuki. What a round from him. 3 kills on the post plant. And that is 15 series and map point going in the way of HellRaisers. The Galil stepping up out of all weapons.
Galil meta begins here. And as you say, map and match point for HellRaisers, a force back from PACT to try and maintain control. SMGs on 3 and M4 for Lunatic and HellRaisers. currently playing with most of the cards in their hand. It has not been the cleanest map. It has not been the cleanest series. But they are one round away from winning it above PACT and moving up to the high group, putting PACT down in the lowers. See the SMGs again playing very similar to the pistols, trying to play passive and take out the T-side players when they get aggressive. Galil in against the Deagle as well of Darko, and if he goes down towards Secret, that's a crucial piece of the map that the T's can use very easily. Only the first few seconds of the round, and no real aggressive peaks from PACT will come through. They will just hold their standard angles, get ready for the T-side to make the execute happen. So far, there has not been a defined push. There hasn't really been any sort of information as to where HellRaisers want to go. Flashbang in towards main. Krant's going to evade it, look for the spray down. He's got Angel. That's a nice start. Darko also gives up his position, but gets the information onto Flarage, and the man advantage gets gained by the CT forces.
Sobel, alone here at ramp, and he's going to have a lot to deal with. HellRaisers shifting their attack towards a ramp room and possibly hit the lower site. MP9 able to find one quick trade. That's actually not bad for PACT. Still hold on to that man advantage.
Got one player down there on the bomb site as well. That's Darko, Deagle up. AK can get picked up against the next one of Scooby. If he gets this pick, it'll be round over. Flarich late to the party, and Scooby has no idea where to play from. You can also see the twitches coming through. CT's backup's got to arrive here at some point, but Scooby overwhelms Darko, and the B site is open for business. 10 seconds, and Flarich will make his way up. If someone can swing out from ramp room right now, this could end up being a chance, but no one is in position from the PACT side. They've got to go for the retake. They have a defuse kit in on Lunatic. But couldn't deny this bomb plant. Late reactions from the CT forces. They've got decon, they've got double doors, they've got control room. And Scooby is up in the rafters. Flarich back over at dark. Scooby's got to take first contact. Flash is over. Time is a ticking. Damage done via decon will force Scooby out of the way. 6 HP, and Lunatic gets his right. It's all the Flarich. Spray back on the first man, trying to maintain control. Jumps up. Second face in against the 1 versus 2, and they're wearing him down. They're going to keep him in that corner. They'll get the defuse. PACT will stay alive.
Oh, and they're lucky they had that kit as well. The only player that had the kit of Lunatic. HellRaisers 15-13 PACT. They're holding on, Jay. And even the jumping shot from Flarich, but not able to hold off in the 1 versus 3. And a half buy looks to come out for HellRaisers. And it looks like we are going to be playing all 30 rounds in this second map.
Unless, of course, HellRaisers do what PACT did, and there we go, and actually managed to pick apart the CT side in a matter of 2 seconds. But we'll find out whether that will actually happen in a moment. For now, it's into the defaults as standard for the HellRaisers side. Smokes up from Sobel. We'll try and see if we can aggress down towards the trophy room entrance. Several T-side players. They've got to evade any pop flashes that they'll have. They have 1 smoke, 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, not quite 4. The bomb being dropped. They can make their way in towards ramp. They can make their way out towards the B bomb site. I think they've got 1 player supporting it. Well, yeah, there's Darko there for control. Spots out the first, drops him down, looks for the second. And forced to Crush. Smoke in for Crush, should be able to allow this bomb plant. And for this kind of round, this is exactly what HellRaisers need. An extra cash injection to really bolster the buy-up coming into this next one. Just Crush to do any extra damage from this one. Nice peeking against Goofy, gets a dink down, but 1 HP, he stays alive. And Crush, in the end, goes falling, so... Scavenge for the rifles, get all the superior weapons going into this one, because as you say, it's round 30. PACT will need this one to go to overtime, and they'll need this overtime to stay alive in this...
Why?
Goofy!
Why?
No!
Literally!
No!
That makes no sense! He had 1 HP! Why is he even trying to do parkour? What?
You sound so triggered right now, I'm not gonna lie.
I really am! You're up against series point! And you've just wasted. Oh, that's just so frustrating.
Does this limit what they've got? They've got a little bit less utility and 1 less defuse kit. It's not too much of a worry. But yeah, it is a little bit of a stupid moment to see coming into round 30 where PACT need this round in this series. Oh man. That... If it limited them back to an SMG, then I could see that being a really embarrassing moment.
Well, I don't know if Darko picked it up, but I'm pretty sure Goofy had a creep.
I think it did,
wow.
yeah.
We've seen it all. However, going into round number 30, Will we go to OT?
But now, we'll have to find out. The defaults are in play from HellRaisers again. Trying to flush out Darko, burning, and he'll go down. That's an opening frag. Goofy blocking off that smoke, takes out Crush, back aggressive into the hot position. One more player up here, and Goofy will strike for the secondary kill. Grab that AK and get the hell out of dodge, because Scooby's ready to strike. Crank still up here towards Heaven, 3v3, drops that one man down, but a bomb's made its way through the vent dive, and B site is not contested whatsoever. The plant will be secured. Angel is ready for the rotations via the vents, and are they going to go for it? No, they're not. PACT all going to go from the wrap room. Angel not quite ready for this. Flourish will play passive over at Decon. It's a 3v2. PACT with the best chance to try and make this retake happen. They'll start smoking. They'll start flashing. Sobel will get caught off guard by Angel. Tight angle to take. He's going to swing up against him though. So it's all on Flourish. Smokes will start to clear. Flashbangs away. He's out in the open. And Crank will finish off the job. Goofy making up for his suicide in the last round by getting 3 kills in this one as PACT take us to overtime.
Yeah, he definitely did redeem himself. A massive round from Goofy. As we do go to OT, and I think maybe one of our first OTs that we've done, Jay, for LOOT.BET Season 5.
I think this is the first, yeah.
Yeah,
there was none in the last series. The series we did that before was also not, I don't believe. Yeah, no, this is the first one.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Wow, look at the ping on Crank, actually.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we were talking about before when you were saying the router problems.
Yeah. It's a router, okay?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
There's not 2 O's. It's a U.
It's a U. Router. Right,
No.
we can argue about this all night, or we could talk about this matchup. Because, yes, PACT have taken us to overtime. And despite a couple blunders, they have managed to maintain control, you know?
They have. I'm actually really surprised. PACT, they put 10 rounds up on Mirage. They get us to OT, and they've got a stand-in as well. What would this matchup have been like without a stand-in? That's what's in the back of my mind.
Well, I mean, let's think about this logically, okay? So, this is an overtime map, obviously, 15 to 15. The first map, Mirage, was 16 to 10.
Yep.
If they had their regular of Crit Your Face, who I think was probably a bit more of a devastating loss for someone like PACT, for a team like PACT, like, that possibly could have given them the victory on Mirage. And considering the way that HellRaisers are playing here on Nuke, like, it's clear that it's not one of their confident maps.
Yeah.
Like, this possibly could have ended up being a 2-0 series based off of that. Like, I still think that possibly it would have been a third mapper just because Mirage is such a powerful map for HellRaisers. You know, a Crank covering up as many of the holes as possible. I feel like those holes could have been easily more covered by Crit himself, obviously playing within the context of the team. And especially on a map like this where you require team play. I don't even think we'd be in overtime right now. I think we'd be looking at a third map. I think we'd be looking towards Train.
Yeah.
Even so, Crank on 19 kills, doing the best that he can given the fact that he has a router problem. But and a second top fragger as well for his team. I think that those points are a little bit scattered due to his earlier tech issues, you know?
Yeah, I think so. But going into OT, I don't know. I feel like just the second half has just been so back and forward. But PACT, they've got to be having the adrenaline pumping. 15 to 12 the scoreline was for HellRaisers. And they bring it to OT. What a storyline for PACT in this map.
Yeah, their own map pick, and it felt like HellRaisers were going to stomp them on it initially. But now this is their chance to strike right back. Let's see if it will happen. We've got the AKs in, of course, 16k on MR3 for those of you who aren't familiar with the rule sets. We don't do eco rounds here. Straight up executes and play here as Angel does get the first nade tank straight to the face on the outside position. That's a nice nade in from, I believe that was Darko that threw that. As the T's play their way in towards the lobby position, start to set up some of these smokes out against the CT forces. Lunatic expecting that vent dive as well. He'll go down towards the B-bomb site just in case. They have left the outside as well. So there is a little bit of breathing room for HellRaisers, and PACT will spread their forces a little bit thin because of that.
HellRaisers, look like they're lining up a mini smoke to vent dive, possibly. But a minute left. No control of ramp. Not really much map control at all. Nothing towards outside, nothing towards ramp. Just all outside of lobby at the moment. Oh, this is a set piece.
Yeah, here we go. Molotov's in, trying to flush Goofy out position, but he's a little bit further back of this one. He's got all the info to work with, and his teammate in Darko will take first contact first. Blue Angel's going to spot him and the upper player and double onto both of them. Crank with the AWP. Molotov will force him back. Has it landed deep? Where is it? What? Where is that Molotov? Is it above him? Did it burn on the ceiling?
I think it looked like it did.
It's a 4-on-3 regardless. PACT still kept passive as a result, and Flourish will shut down Sobel on the backstab. As Lunatic and Crank will probably be left to save their two weapons. I don't think that this retake is going to be possible for them.
And there's no point saving in 16k MR3. They might as well just go for it, see what they can do. Ooh, Scooby somehow gets that kill. The Lunatic on that HE should be fair to finish it off, and it does. Scooby with a nice little double there. I still really can't believe he found that first kill scoped into heaven.
There you go. HellRaisers taking the first round of the overtime. This is exactly what they needed out of this one. A great play from Angel to enter into that bomb site, you know. With the Molotov, especially with it where it landed specifically, like it only cuts off that one position. So
yeah,
Goofy could have done so much from that backline area. But Angel able to read onto his angle and actually shut him down before he was able to do too much damage to the HellRaisers hit. Regardless, it's an opening for the T's. And PACT couldn't do much damage either. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day with 16k, but it just goes to show that the kills aren't rolling in. The PACT squad will struggle a little bit in this overtime. They're getting a little bit more aggressive in terms of their default positions, like Goofy pushed up so far in the ramp area. Will they be able to take anything down? HellRaisers again going to control that lobby position. Smokes up and down. Crank looking for a gap in that smoke. He won't see the player crossing. So Angel, okay. Bursted on. Aim punch and Molotov damage, but 2 HP, he stays alive.
That is lucky. That is very, very lucky. And they know he's there because that Molotov ticked away. 1 minute left on the clock. Your head all right, mate? Jump spotting towards Secret.
That's gotta hurt if you keep doing that over and over again, man.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
There's two ways to get a hangover. One is drink loads of alcohol. The other one is just do that all the day. Goofy. Just feeling a little bit dizzy at this stage. It is going to be him that gets that opening frag. He waits and baits and hopes them to make their way out from Hut, but they're all going to make their way out from the Secret. Squeaky, oh my god. 30 seconds left down from the vents area. Lunatic in decon, that bomb gets dropped, and he drops that AWP instead. Look for a secondary kill, and they feed him the 1v1s. But Flourish finally recovers as Angel follows through onto Sobel, but finally he burns alive as Sobel finishes the job his teammate started. 2 kills for Flourish, 2 more to find on the 1v4 clutch, essentially up against Darko. Next, Darko will shut him down, and the defuse will be found by the PACT side. It's back to evens at 16-16.
Oh, and there we are. 2 AKs picked up for that CT side as well. Great hold coming out from Lunatic in decontamination. I feel like if he didn't get any kills there, that round was over. The HellRaisers would have won that. For him to line up 2 was just so important for the victory of PACT in that last round. That second kill. Sharp. But like you said, Jay, evens up. 16-16. Now, I wonder whether we're going to see an AWP on this T side at all. We haven't seen it in the last 2 rounds. And no AWP coming out.
One for Crank on the opposing force, though. Question is, will that be enough to turn the tide against HellRaisers? I imagine probably the answer to that question is no. They're going to go fast into this one. It's the reason they didn't bring that AWP. They're going to need all the automatic weapons as Darko shuts down the first and the second. Goofy's also on top of Hut. He drops another as Darko gets a triple kill. Crush trying to hold it out, but Darko's got 4 and PACT defend in whole.
Oh, what a round from Darko. 4 kills. 1 with the AK, or 2 with the AK and 2 with the Krieg. And HellRaisers, they go for a quick upper execution, and it just gets completely shut out. And now they move over to that CT side HellRaisers. At least, HellRaisers looked, in my opinion, more comfortable on that CT side than they did on T. At least earlier on in the game.
And PACT taking the lead here, trying to take this map so they can stay alive in this series. They will need to win Nuke, to push us to train, to try and beat HellRaisers. They are already a map up on that Ukrainian side. And the Poles of PACT continue fighting on here, Dwayne. I mean, they certainly got the fighting spirit not to, give up the ghost on a lot of these rounds. And again, going into their T side, they have a lead. They did all right on their T side during regulation. Will they be able to bring that skill to the fold here? We'll have to find out as Nuki gets the AWP out for the HellRaisers. Lunatic has the AWP for PACT this time. A regular set of Kriegs, AKs, and M4s coming through for both sides. Again, PACT need 2 to win. HellRaisers need 3. Let's go to 18-18, and we do it all over again here in overtime. It's PACT setting up the initial defaults towards outside. They're going quick out of Squeaky. It looks like initially they were, but they've stopped at the very last hurdle. And whether that utility or whether they just were planning to try and get an opening pick on the HellRaisers, I'm not sure. But for now, the time being, it's the defaults in from the T side.
I wonder what the position's going to be for PACT of where they try and move that default heavy presence to. The AWP of Nookie looks to be at the top of Heaven at the moment, or outside, near Heaven. We've got the ramp room under control at the moment. So far from PACT, we haven't really seen too much information, but Crank with the AWP, that is massive to get that opening kill of Scooby just outside of Squeaky.
Big start. 5-on-4 for PACT. They back off immediately here. They do not continue down the Squeaky line. They don't continue onto the A-bomb site. Try and find another player out towards outside. Angel's going to try and sneak his way up towards the red box. He sees like the utility coming in. Flashbangs over. He does not get taken down. The Molotov's further in. He waits in the smokes. And PACT's got 30 seconds. He could shut down this entire play on his lonesome if they all peek together, but he's only got one man to deal with. So it's all down to the A site defensive, excuse me. Darko. Siphoned off by the smokes from this one CT player, now moves in with the rest of his teammates. Nuki's got the AWP, and Flyrich will get caught off guard. Angel with his own Nuki going to get overwhelmed as Angel does go down. It's all to Crush. Rotating in from the B bomb site, rotating in from the vents. Could not deny the bomb plant, and therefore cannot deny this round. Will swing out, try to take down one player over in the Squeaky area, but Crank ends up with a triple and ends up with 18 for PACT.
One more round is it's all that it needed for the Polish side. Coming in hot in OT, the stand-in of Crank. Massive round in the last. 3 kills with the AWP. The opening one as well was the big damage hitter onto Scooby. And HellRaisers, they are just holding on. 2 rounds they need to take us to a second OT. Angel making quick progress into secret.
The full line progresses as a line for PACT. So we're getting a bit aggressive out towards that vent. Again, going to try and go down, not for the dive, but for the small creep. And this time it's Angel taking out Sobel. Kicking things off for the HellRaisers this time. PACT just have the man disadvantage to work with. HellRaisers. The veteran man standing up and kicking things off over in the vents area. PACT trying to be as silent as possible throughout these defaults. Now start to work over to that ramp room. They've only got Crush to defend against it. Angel making his way in from the B bomb site to try and support him. So he has got an extra rifle to back it all up. Both players on M4s as here come the T side. They line up and he gets a lot of damage. Only 1 kill. Angel holding on for his own right. Doubles up to finish off the job that his teammate started. Darko picks up that bomb. Going to try and wrap back out of this one. But 40 seconds. He's going to try and press forward instead. Recognizing he can't go back to the A bomb site. There's way too many CTs there. And somehow going to fight his way out. He does sneak past Angel, actually. So back up towards Heaven and Hell. Maybe a gap in the fence to work with. Flyrich also there in Heaven. No, never mind. He spotted him. This is round over. This is going to be 17 on the board for HellRaisers.
And at this point, HellRaisers, they don't really need to get too aggressive. In the end, they take him down and lose too many players. Only losing a single player. Angel, I tell you what, this man is stepping up massively for the CIS side. The in-game leader, top fragging at the moment at 29 kills. This is unreal.
Wow. Fast play from PACT. Is this the right call? I don't know about this one. This is a very Astralis kind of move, but you're not Astralis. It's Scooby and Nuki prove. 2 for 2 trade. Goofy trying to hold onto the line. A 3 versus 3 as he follows up on towards Crush. 3 frags. Maybe this is the play for the PACT squad. Angel and Nuki still trying to get something done back here on the A site retake. It's going to have to be a retake. The nades, the Molotovs. Don't throw the CT line off guard on this one. And both of them have to go for this. Nuki going to support Angel with the flashbang in from heaven, but how much can this M4 get done? Time is a-ticking. As here they go, up spray through, but traded back by Darko. Nuki knows where he is. He's got to scope in. He lands the flick, but now it's all to Crank. Defuse kit on Nuki. He's going to tap it once, spot him out with a P250. It's AWP v AWP, and the pistol gets super close as Crank takes us to map 3. A nice effort from the HellRaisers, but in the end, it will be PACT winning out their map pick. And again, Train is our final destination.
What a map we have seen from PACT. From 15 to 12 in favor of HellRaisers. They've brought it back in OT. And I cannot believe that PACT, with a stand-in, have been able to take it out in OT. Their own map pick. And like you said, Jay, moving into Train as a last and third map in this best of 3.
A monstrous effort put up by both sides. HellRaisers within inches of winning this one out in 2-0 fashion. But they're going to have to go the third map. Wow, I can't even know how to speak after that one, dude. It's been such a long map. We'll come back after this break, and again, Train will be the third and final map of this series, our third and final map of the night. Don't go anywhere.
Just like a dream, can't seem to make yourself go fast, yeah. You keep on going, but you're falling. Cause now or never, push it all. I'm not alright, no, I need you here. And I just might lie wide awake in fear and let time pass by. No, I can't see clear, think I'm lost inside, and the end is near. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Oh, yeah. It's just not fair. Deep down, I know I'm a fighter. Deep down, I know my desires. Everybody thinks that I'm just a liar. They don't know what I got inside you. I'm the one to...
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.
Yeah, not sorry if I put you on blast. They know just what they see on the outside. They don't know just what I'm like on the inside. If you knew what I could do, you'd watch your backside. If you knew what I could do, you'd stay in at night. I'm the type of dude you don't wanna fuck with. I'm the type of dude enough is enough, bitch. I'm the type of dude who never gets complacent. I'm the type of dude who knows he's gonna make it, I'll make it. escape from my thoughts like a black hole. Can't escape from these thoughts and these assholes. Too many people feeling entitled. Too many people staying idle. Man, I work every day for the title, and I'ma get it, that thought is final. The way I think you could say